Hi everyone, it's Sunday, April 14th, time for another HideNet Week in Review. I'm Vera Dordick. It was another difficult week for the U.S. hide market because buyers are still bidding low and not willing to come up in price, and actually they're mostly abandoning their bids and opting to wait. As is usually the case when the market starts to slump, the rumor mill is firing up about below market deals. Overall, U.S. steer prices were soft and reported sales were kind of skimpy. Heavy Texas steers remain unchanged at $22 for seasonal averages. There were some unconfirmed sales at higher prices, but those were mostly dismissed by sources as not really the general market. Cows have seen interest drop off and prices have sagged, and that's driven mainly by sluggish upholstery business in China. Combined export sales for the week ending April 4th were up at 483,600. Combined shipments jumped by 24% to 518,800. Estimated slaughter for the week ending yesterday, April 13th, was 603,000, and that's just about 1% lower than the week before. Turning to Europe, editor Andrea Guolo says the orders are still slowed by the international situation and the changes in leadership at various companies. Prices are overall unchanged, and they're waiting for the Milan Furniture Fair for any indications of change from that. Looking at the British market, sales continued at prices that they had in March. The 36 plus ox is at 84 cents sterling per kilo, and for Irish sellers, the sales are at 90 to 95 cents per kilo. The situation for European bulls was unchanged, and that's because of slow production for the medium to high range of the automotive market. So reference prices for North German bulls at 40 to 49 kilos are still stable at 90 to 95 cents, but again, South German origins saw some declines. For European cows, larger sizes had a decent week with prices a bit firmer for some origins. And regarding veal skins, good skins are scarce, and in some cases the prices can go up. In his analysis this week, Andrea runs down the supply situation and updates us on the footwear situation, as well as a subdued outlook for the rest of 2024. From South America, editor Ronald Guiel reports that the average price of fresh hides is still unchanged at 85 cents per kilo in reals. The reference price of TR1, however, is a little firmer at 65 to 68 cents per square foot. In other news, Brazil's March exports of hides and skins were up by 8.8% from January and 5.5% over the same month last year. The data was presented by the Foreign Trade Secretariat of the Ministry of Development, Industry and Commerce and analyzed by the CICB. As for volume, 16 million square meters and 48,500 tons were exported, and that's almost 14% and over 31% higher than the same month in 2023. Compared to February, the increases were about 8.5% in area and almost 4% in weight. The first quarter of the year was actually 12% above the same period in 2023, and in area it was higher by 17.5% and 28.5% in weight. For Brazilian footwear, however, exports fell in the first quarter, down by 28% in volume and almost 23% in revenue. In March alone, exports were down over 20% in pairs and almost 23% in value compared to the same month in 2023. In Argentina, textile and clothing retail sales grew by 10%, and in Mexico, Guanajuato and León are going to inject 46 million Mexican dollars into the footwear industry. That is all we have for this week, and until next week, good night from HideNet.